I find it quite ironic, just going back and looking at the root word of perspective. And it's the truth to the owner, the state of one's idea. That's the dictionary. The facts known to one. And I find it pretty good that it came from like the Latin root, meaning look through a perceive or perspective. And when we look at just the Bible, just see how many perspectives it is from how it's written by different people. Just looking at that. And it says, since God is the creator and knower, I want his vantage point. Like, and do not lean on your own understanding, but to trust him in all things. It didn't say really some things. It says all things. And because we see things from a human point of view, I believe the devotion talks about, we see things that's happening, I guess, against us sometimes. Oh God, why does this happen, right? I'm pretty sure all of us been there. Well, we don't understand a lot of things that's going on, but one thing that the devotional talked about is just having like empathy.
When you think about what's happened over the last year and a half with the pandemic and social unrest and two-party split, and you think about all the confusion and anxiety and hurt and pain and killing and all that stuff that's going on, I think the root cause is what you just talked about. That's the root cause, is nobody's willing to listen. Nobody's seeking understanding. They want to spout off what they want to spout off. They want to tweet it out, go to their corner and be mad, And so nobody's seeking understanding. So I think this word is really what the world needs.
When we think about perspective, I think instantly of the mirror and the window, thinking of personal reflection and what I see when I look at myself from the standpoint of my vantage point, but then window, looking at others and how they potentially see something. The funny thing, Jesus asked his disciples, who do men say that I am? And they say, of course, you're Elijah, you're, Moses, or you're this, from their vantage point or their perspective. But then he's asked them clearly, who do you say that I am? What is your perspective? What is your vantage point? And when you personally reflect, we know that Peter was able to say, thou art the Christ. And he said, of course, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but my Father. So when we pause and we reflect on a situation to see how God is speaking to us, it gives us a different perspective when we take flesh out of the picture and allow God to speak to us. It gives us a clear vantage point that we can use the word to reflect, or use a word to give us a different perspective. So a great point of discussion is just that perspective, and everything is not so much what happens to me, but is it happening for me? But I have to pause and look at it from a different perspective.
So essentially what I'm saying is, when you think about a tree, if you cut a tree branch off, you're really not affecting that tree, because that branch will grow back. So what you want to do is get to the root of a problem. If I want to get rid of that tree, I got to dig around and get into those roots. So, and that's what it is. I'm coming off of the surface of the matter, and I'm getting down to what the real cause of it is. That's when true impact happens. That's when we're really able to deal with matters.
You allowed this to happen for a reason. Obviously, it's something good is going to come out of it. And when I look back over my life, I can really pull from certain circumstances. And I really challenge all of us to do that. Like, what have God brought you out of? Like, I mean, yeah, you may have lost that job, but what did he kind of elevate you to? Like, yeah, you may have had a setback in whatever area of life, but like, why did it happen? We don't have a crystal ball, so we can't see. So that's why our faith is really activated. But why did he have you in this certain position right now? 3, 4, 5 years down the line, maybe 10 or 15 years, you'll really understand it. But just being able to have that peace, knowing that like all things, like when you really think about it, that's everything that you go through. And it's kind of hard to fathom. Like, I'm really going through this, but I mean, why I'm going through this? I'm pretty sure all of us have questioned ourselves at some point in time about that. But like, the season that you're in right now is purpose.